Okay. Should have a remote around here. There it is. Got to autofocus. All right. I always notice I'm going hard kayaking during the season when I start to lose my muscle mass. I get into that endurance physique. My arms and my shoulders start to slim down. But anyways, this video is about the persistent vehicular abuse that is ongoing. And I'm going to show you just some video where I'm leaving my house and they're using this disturbance. It's like a visual disturbance, a senses disturbance, if you will. You know, at the workplace, it's oftentimes noise pollution. It's been noise pollution throughout the neighborhood as well. They'll either honk their horn. If you're eating dinner at the table, they'll perpetually have vehicles go off with their horns. Or they'll slam doors. If you're walking into a public building, then they'll have thousands of hundreds of people literally will wait for you to walk by a door, and then they'll push the door open or close. Just all of these things, all this noise pollution, right? And all it is it's a disruption of your senses. You can't go to Walmart, you can't go to any store without having perpetual problems. And this is just another instance where every day this happens, by the way. And I'm going to show you, though, the exaggerated level of this candid camera life that I live, where there's thousands of people involved in tracking my movement geospatially. And this is the type of sensory deprivation and noise and visual deprivation and nuisance that they're willing to accomplish. I'm going to show you here in this video a series of, number one, obviously the accuracy and the precision. So obviously they're using technology because they're intercepting me as I'm leaving my own house, right? And another thing is that this isn't just about this house, even though this is a place of security for me, as opposed to being on the road in the truck or moving around apartment to apartment. I've had these same issues at nice apartments. It's everywhere I go, okay? Everywhere I go. This isn't just about this house. This is not about just the neighborhood. This is about thousands of people involved in tracking and surveying everything that I do. Like, I live a life on candid camera at all times. I have no privacy, okay? Everything is targeted in my life. Everything from my mental state, my occupation, my education, my finances, my assets, everything is targeted. I'm going to work on some good, healthy mental fortification, right? And go do some fishing because it gets me out, especially when I'm walking out on the river. I'm getting those healthy euphoric endorphins going, and it helps me perform in the academic setting when I get the chance to enjoy myself outside of school or the occupational setting. So on the way to these adventures, I'm always stalked or abused. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm always stalked and abused or intercepted in this fashion. And I'm going to show you, for some reason on this particular day, they amped it up a notch. And this is something that I call, it is quote unquote, gang stalking or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. But it's where they take, for some reason, and they do these bizarre movements. And you're going to see when the second I leave my house, and if you were to take this video, okay, and analyze all my other videos regarding vehicular stalking and vehicular abuse and harassment, okay, and intimidation, which are all illegal, right? There's laws of harassment, there's laws for intimidation, right? Cyber stalking, this is cyber stalking because they're doing something with accuracy and precision. The only way to have accuracy and precision is to have technology. So they're using technology, remote technology of some variant, okay, to literally track my geospatial location at all times. So if they were using GPS technology, satellite technology, for example, then that's still cyber stalking because it's a means of using technological device in order to harass, intimidate, stalk, and abuse someone mentally, okay, in this case physically, because of the rise of cortisol that is perpetually elevated, giving rise to early atherogenic disease, okay, or especially over a period of years, okay. So let's take a look at a screen share. All right, I'm going to go back. So the very first deal is number one. When it comes to technology and reading someone's mind or any type of mind control, number one is you're able to anticipate someone's thoughts, okay, or frequencies upwards of 11 seconds before it happens. So 11 seconds before I think a thought, or 11 seconds before I say I'm going to get up, technically you have a technology that can essentially predict that. So in real time, somehow, because this has been going on for years, so objectifiably, when I say, although it sounds crazy to someone who isn't going through it or someone who hasn't witnessed it, okay, the science does say that before you even think a thought, within 11 seconds, okay, you could predict what someone's going to do, okay? There's a way. And so if I had an understanding of how they're probably doing it, it would be the triangulation through perpetual surveillance over years, where they're able to triangulate and put together through technology or a database my particular movements. I mean, it's that simple. It's not hard. You know, you put it in an algorithm and pretty soon you're able to anticipate everything that I do. And so again, if you're able to read someone's brain waves remotely, okay, you can anticipate 11 seconds before the person even thinks a thought or does anything. Okay, you can actually anticipate what it is they're going to do. And in this case, I'm getting ready to leave. Okay, and this happens a lot. They start staging outside. Okay, this happened in school in Toledo, Ohio. This was going on. They'll start staging outside your apartment. They'll start staging wherever you think that they don't know what you're going to do. They already know. And the only way to have accuracy and precision, again, is use technology. And that's that. So there's an underlying technology that's being used here. Okay, I'm getting ready to leave to go fish. And all of a sudden, I'm inundated with this sensory input from people in front of me. And watch what happens as I get ready to leave. Okay. So I'm leaving. None of these are my vehicles. That's my motorcycle, by the way. But this is all illegally. That vehicle in blue is there illegally. The truck is there legally, but the vehicle behind it is parked there illegally. And there's like 2 or 3 illegal vehicles that are not even supposed to be there, and the city doesn't do anything about it. Okay. Long story short, you see that these people have congregated around me, and they're standing here doing the same thing, kind of poking in front of me. And this is one of those patterns of movement. That's what I call it. It's like a pattern of movement. Okay. Now watch as I come to the stop sign. I have this red vehicle, a red truck in this case, very important. And you realize that every time I come out on most of my videos and I turn right here, it's like they're always there. They're always at that spot. Have you ever noticed that? And this is what I'm talking about. Is they're literally tracking me by the second, literally by the like half of a second. Okay, these people are tracking me. It's always the same spot. When I turn right here, it's always the same spot that people are And I'm going to do a Christmas marathon and show you that every time I turn right here, it's the same spot these people pass by. Okay. Remember that it's a red truck. So immediately they're anchoring you. They're anchoring you with the red vehicle the second you fucking leave. Okay. All right. So then another vehicle comes by. Okay, whatever. And we keep pushing through. Here comes the white SUV. Seconds later. And you'll notice that there's a guy on the right side. Now, these people, I drive through here and I've noticed that they'll start congregating along the path of my transit. People will start crossing roads, and when they cross the road in front of you, it's always a certain distance. It's always 50 to 100 feet. Okay. When they ride their bicycle in front of you, it's always 50 to 100 feet. Always. And what's strange is you don't go out a lot. You don't go out and drive like to friends, to family. You don't go and drive out a whole bunch, unnecessarily. And these people all of a sudden are inundating your visual sight. All of a sudden. Okay. And it's the same type of pattern of colors, right? So you'll be driving just like this, and then here's this guy walking, and you have the white SUV show up. And if you look in the background over here, there's the white SUV. Okay. So they're wanting to anchor you with this red and white SUV stuff. And then they have these people walking. Okay. And then guess what? There's a vehicle stopped here, and I have to go around it. And he's got flashing yellow lights. Okay, flashing yellow lights. And this is a common visual stimuli. I'm going to play it really quick. Go back. And it's just on top of this hill with lights on. What yellow lights? And it's not good because it's on top of a hill. It's dangerous when I went around like that. So I keep going. Okay. I'm doing what I have to do speed limit wise. Going through this neighborhood. Now, this is a old neighborhood that was initially founded on African-American community who was given the opportunity by the local iron piping company to stay housed there in the dormitories and houses built by the iron company CEO back in the early 1900s, because Birmingham was a piping manufacturing place. Now, pause. You see, again, for some reason, I come up here, and again, they have this visual stimuli and this fabricated event to stop in the middle of the vehicle and stand around. And if you go all the way back to my house, this is where it started, right here. This is where it started. Okay. And then you come and they got stimuli. You keep going. And then again, they have around the corner stimuli, right? No clue what's going on here. There's no parades. I have no clue what's going on, right? You crest the hill and you come to this intersection that is very popular for them to stage. It's very popular for them to stage semantics here with color. Okay. So we go through the intersection, and the other thing that you're not really seeing is that this is a forward-facing camera. So everything that is still stimulating my visual field is on the left side of the intersection and on the right side or behind me. Okay. So that's the problem with just having a forward-facing camera exclusively. So I go, and you'll notice that these vehicles are always coming around the corners, right? See, just like if you were to go back in the video and look, the cars would always come around the corners. Okay. They always either come around the corners or they'll come up past the blind area. See, same thing. as I mentioned, coming around the corner. It's the same thing. And they use this type of whatever it takes to annoy you. It's just annoyance. And your mind, instead of being very vividly astute on your clinical materials, is always disturbed by this type of abuse. Again, on the turns. If you were to go back in the video, you'd see that the other vehicles going through the neighborhood were coming on the turn as well, especially after the red truck. Okay, so I come down here, getting on my intersection here, and what do we talk about on the other videos? That the on-ramps are always an area of abuse. And lo and behold, what is it? Just like whenever I left the house, right? I left the house, and guess what? I turned to go on the street, and look, what we have here is an on-ramp, and look, lo and behold, intercepting me is this red vehicle convoy. It's not just about the vehicles that are right here in front of me, but on the opposing lane, they made sure to intercept the harassment on the opposing lane by using color coordination. You can see they have the blue truck there, the blue trailer, the blue truck, but also the red engine, right? The red tractor with the red vehicles passing by me. Again, coordination. Again, intercepting. These are people I don't know, but they know me. Okay. Accuracy and precision is not done without technology. So again, we talked about white SUVs. I get on this on-ramp, and lo and behold, what's coming? Right there. Okay. And you know what's interesting is it's not just about the white SUV right here that's in front of you. What is on the opposing lane? Look what's on the opposing lane. This white SUV comes into view, and what is on the opposing lanes? A white SUV. Again, coordination. Okay, they're facilitating coordination of abuse. This is how important I am whenever I go to leave the house just to go fish. I'm so important that I have to have thousands of people who I don't know, but they know me, okay, facilitate this vehicular harassment. Again, with accuracy and precision. I'm literally being tracked. My geospatial location, not just my vehicle, but my personal being. And not only that, but they'll start playing around with the colors. Now, you'll notice there's 2 white SUVs that pulled up, and there's 2 gray vehicles that just pulled up. Okay, and they'll just play around with it like that. Okay, and then we proceed. Now, on the way to this fishing spot, I ended up having to slow down in the middle of transit because I had a red SUV in front of me and a white and another red SUV behind me, and they were following me like I was the fucking president or something, right? Literally like chaperoning me in transit all the way down this interstate. I had a red SUV in front of me and a red SUV behind me. Okay, and it's the camera doesn't show it clearly enough, the red SUV in front of me, so I didn't add it here. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so I stopped screen sharing. But this is what I'm talking about, right? It's no means no. Stop harassing me. Stop following me, right? I just want to make sure that I get this out, this message out, right? No means no. Stop means stop. Stop harassing me. I just want to make sure that vocally it's said, okay? I just want to make sure that that's very clear.